I didn't watch much Big Brother.
Oh boy, this is gonna
Oh.
be a rough one. We got another house guest out. This is The Secret Alliance, and it's the second episode of our three-part interview series from Triple Eviction Night. Okay, Dani, let's talk about what happened in
David.
hurried Big Brother. We won head of household, then we got to a power veto, and our nominees were there. What did you think of this second part of Big Brother 22 on the Triple Eviction Night?
Well, let's give a shout out to Memphis, shall we?
This guy,
guy.
I mean, really, he's unstoppable.
This dad, grandpa, good Lord, when are they going to open their eyes and see they need to get him out?
Yeah, so it was questions about Dr. Will and things that he had done or said, even just down to his coffee mug. They said, were the letters red or blue or something? And I mean, Memphis just round after round after round. It went to 5 rounds, and Memphis took it. So here's how he nominated people. Okay, he nominated David and Nicole. So Nicole Franzel ended up on the block Thursday night.
Papa squat.
Were you surprised that that's who he put in the chair?
I think he put no, because that would make sense if he really, really wanted David to go home. That's why he put her in the chair.
Okay, so no intention of Nicole going home that night.
I don't know. I think he has such a great bond with the bros. So he probably put her in the chair because he knew Dani was not going to vote against her, and it was just a secured vote. So it made sense that she'd be less upset with him because he can't put Tyler, he can't put Cody, he sure can't put Enzo, and Dani. You don't want to piss her off ever, right? If you take a shot, you better make sure you don't miss.
You better not miss.
You better not miss. Go, woo, she's scary. So that's the thing. So it was a good nomination.
All right. So then, as Memphis had those two on the block, David and Nicole, we got into the veto competition. Christmas, Dani, and Tyler were picked to play along with the nominees in the HOH. And then it was Christmas winning the veto. I mean, another celebration for the holidays here. Christmas is one, hey, BB players, she is a super strong competitor. I really, though, think that she is someone that maybe the guys are even underestimating, because I do think she has the ability to play mental comps and physical comps as well as some of those guys. Like, I think she can beat Enzo in one of those comps. And I mean, Memphis, maybe, he's grandpa over here.
He is grandpa, but he still wins those comps. You guys, I just don't underestimate grandpa.
Don't underestimate Memphis. I think that he is setting himself up for a really great run into final 2.
Yeah.
And he's looking at those chairs. He talks about them when the nominees are in those chairs. He talks about them as being the final 2 chairs. Right. And it's something that you have to do in that game. I think there are a couple of things. You've got to have some fun. You've got to interact to keep your sanity and forget about the game for a little bit. But you also have to keep that focus in mind of where you need to be at the very end. And that's something that Memphis never lost sight of. That's the Enzo Memphis alliance. We'll call it Memphis. I'm going to put some emphasis on Memphis. Again, let's just remind people, it's very early when we're doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Enough coffee.
Right?
Okay, so we've got Christmas winning veto here. Let's fast forward along to the veto ceremony. She didn't use it. She talked to Memphis, the HOH. So we have on the block Nicole and David.
Yeah, because remember, Nicole was begging for her life with Christmas. And she said, if you don't use it, just make sure you don't vote me out.
Right.
So, but here's the thing. Memphis was so infatuated with David that he had to get rid of him, which I don't understand because he was a rookie. He didn't have any power. So I don't know. It was very interesting to watch how that goes down. I've never experienced a double eviction like that. Or did I?
Dani, it's been a long road. So on the eviction, we had David and Nicole. David was 3-2 evicted out. And Christmas and Tyler did vote to get rid of Nicole. So Christmas and Tyler were looking to get Nicole out of this house. Did it surprise you that it wasn't unanimous? Are Christmas and Tyler finally playing their own game and not going with the HOH? Or were they confused and didn't know how this was supposed to go?
I thought it was, to them, they thought this makes perfect sense. Why would we get rid of David, who's been useless as tits on a bull, and just keep him there and get rid of a previous winner?
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Can we say that?
I think you can.
I love it. Okay, so we've got David. We've got some questions for him. Oh, boy, do we. When we sent over those questions for...
But can I say this, though, before we do this?
Of course you can say it.
People are upset at Enzo because, like, why are you stupid? Why would you keep a winner on the chair? But let's look.
That might be a person Enzo can beat.
Look at everyone's resume that's left in the game, people. Mm-hmm. Nicole couldn't even be climbed up the sleepily slide. She hasn't won nothing. She's a previous winner. I don't think she's going to get Davon's vote. She backstabbed Ian, so that's 2 votes. So Enzo has to think about possibly keeping her in the game, because if he sits next to her, he more than likely can win. And David, we don't know where he's at and where he's thinking at. So a lot of people are upset. They thought, why would you keep a winner in the house? Nicole hasn't done anything great in this game. So I don't know. It's a weird thing, but we'll see how this plays out.
The danger is all these players bring Nicole along, and she ends up in the final 2 with someone who doesn't have a lot of jury votes or has really made somebody upset. And I mean, is there a possibility, with looking at everybody still in there, that Nicole could win it? I mean, if let's just say Christmas has made enough people upset in the jury house and it's Nicole Christmas in the final 2 chairs, could Nicole win that game?
It might.
That's the danger of bringing her along.
She might, but remember Davon said, based on who told me I was going home, and Christmas was very honest with Davon and said, you're going home. So that's a vote there.
That personal stuff, we heard Kevin talk about it on the last episode. Kevin, it matters.
Kevin and Davon may vote the same. That's another 2 votes.
Yeah.
Ian, I don't know, but Nicole with the hinky vote and everything, that may be a 3rd vote. So right now, Enzo has to think that way. So as everyone's upset, but possibly maybe that's what Enzo was thinking. I'm just saying.
All right. So we talked to David. We wrote him some questions. And one of the things that we wanted to know, because we've had a little fun with him, we've teased about him possibly being the worst game player. We asked if he had ever watched Big Brother.
Did he speak
Have you
Chicken
seen
George?
the show?
Was he speaking Big Brother?
2
or
seasons.
Was he speaking Chicken George?
Maybe you've heard of it. Or was this a strategy to seem like you didn't know the game? And then we said, if you did watch BB, which seasons?
He's probably gonna be like, what?
I didn't watch much Big Brother. I watched season 20. And because I didn't watch much, that became my strategy. It was being honest. And I hope that I can the strategy was to turn that into, I don't know much, so why don't you teach me? And why don't you have an ally in your pocket, have a mentee, or I was looking to have mentors, multiple mentors in the house that would look at me as a value add to their game on a one-on-one level, that they want us to go far. I felt like there might have been an opportunity if we can get the final 2 seed, the house would never vote a rookie over someone who was able to get there. So that was a strategy, but I couldn't win comps to save my life.
Yeah, he couldn't win comps.
Yeah,
I mean, it's tough. There are plenty of people in this house that are not winning a lot.
So that's like you are playing for a championship game. And
you didn't go to practice.
You didn't go to practice.
You didn't look at the game tapes.
You didn't look at the game tapes.
You didn't see anything.
You didn't see anything, and you going in blind.
I think we're going to win the Super Bowl, guys.
But I need a kicker. Can you go ahead and try to kick this field goal? Oh, you never kicked before? Oh, you didn't even know the concept of kicking? Man, get out of here with that, man.
Yeah, they're not going to pull him in the clutch moment of the game. Yeah.
Woo! You know what?
So if
the final
David
two?
ever got to play again, if he ever got to play again, Dani, do you think that all of us are going to call him, knock on his door, tweet at him, all of that stuff to say, watch some episodes? You got to have some strategy, David.
I'm so speechless. I'm so you disrespected the game, man. You disrespected. I think they were gonna pull me in. Maybe they can teach me. Nobody got time. This is all stars. Nobody got time. This is college. This is PhD. This is master's degree. This ain't kindergarten no more. Oh, I'm so angry. That just sent me over the edge.
This put you there, Dani.
Damn it.
That's amazing.
Well,
and I think the thing that's frustrating is there were so many people who've played this game once before who would have given so much up to be in that house. And fans would have loved to see them. And then you got the spot and didn't use it. I think that's where maybe all of this frustration comes from for so many other players and of course, the fans.
They could have brought Keith back.
Who?
Exactly.
Okay.
You don't even know who Keith was.
Let's talk about something a little more serious here. Okay, Dani, let's bring it down because we do have some serious stuff that we want to talk to David about. We asked him about being the final person of color to lead the house and what did it feel like for him to be nominated over and over. So this is, something David felt. We saw it, Kevin. It was something here. And then we said, David, what did you wish that the final 7 of Big Brother All-Stars Season 2 might have looked like this season? Here's his answer.
Man, it sucked. That's why I ran out of the house. I didn't want to say you guys just lost diversity in the house. I didn't want to say the last person of color just left the house because that was in my mind. It was rolling over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I just wanted to walk out because it's, it feels unfair. It sucks. I can't wait to watch it back. I don't understand why, outside of my limited experience and maybe some of my mistakes I make in the game, but just like others do too, for it to continuously be targeted and or nominated and or, not being able to be identified as a value add in the game. I don't know. It sucked.
Yeah. You don't understand because you made several mistakes in the house. You didn't know what you were doing. And, all color aside, you weren't a good player, Jason. I don't know what more to say about that. He didn't seem to forge great relationships for people who that were trying to help him in the game. There was some dissension between him and Devon. His social game was not good. He didn't understand the game. And he goes, I don't understand why people didn't want to work with me. Because if you don't know, why would I want to work for a player who doesn't know how to play? He said he ruined Tyler's game on a couple occasions. So, yeah, it's sad. I'm angry, Jason. I'm so angry at him because he was representing my community. And I wanted him to be this smart player that he did respect the game enough to watch previous seasons. That's infuriating. And I have no love for that.
I think people need to remember he was quarantined before going in to make sure that he was COVID-19 free. He had weeks sitting in a hotel alone. That was the time where you asked the producers to give you a CBS All Access subscription on a computer, or at least bring in seasons on DVD. And say, our season 3 was on DVD. You can go back and watch that.
If they have DVD, do they? People own those?
Yeah, you can still get a DVD player. Okay. I feel like the casting office has one of those TVs with a DVD player built into it. Kids, if you don't know what a DVD is, look it up.
Yeah, look it up. But the thing is, the fact that he did not respect the game enough to study it, that's rude. It's rude, Jason.
And I think it hurts. Again, there's so many players who want to be there.
You want to be there.
That kind of mentality makes former players upset, and it makes fans furious.
You just wanted the people just to hand you the game, and you wanted to be the first African-American winner of Big Brother? At least show some respect for the game and do your research. I'm so angry. Like,
I can't wait till you get a chance to say hi to him in person, because you say everything with tact, but I know that you're going to say, hey, David, if you ever get another chance, you got, and you go back to the Big Brother house.
I think come to Big Brother ever again.
Yeah.
No, I don't want.
It's done for David.
He's done. Girl, bye. No.
David, you're done. Okay.
You're done. I'm so angry. I'm just really angry, Jason, because if he was so passionate about that, he should have at least did the research for it. And that to me was disrespectful. And I'm going to call it like it is.
Well, he made mention that Dayvon, and we want to get into all of that, the relationship that he had with Dayvon was in jeopardy because of the Hinky vote. Mm-hmm. And he just couldn't convince her that he was telling the truth. So we asked him, how do you think that relationship is going to go between you and Day? Now that you both know the truth about what happened with the Hinky vote the night Ian was evicted. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting once he finally walks into the jury house and they have time to clear the air. So let's ask him about it before he goes there.
I think Dayvon is going to see me as someone who really tried to play with her and really saw value in having us align together. The funny thing about a relationship is that when I revealed to her that I used the power and when she used a veto, that was the best 3 or 4 days we had in the house. We felt like we had a moment. We felt like we had momentum going. If it wasn't for that Hinky, good about our place in the game and to disrupt what was going on. Good gameplay by the other side. It was frustrating. It really made me angry, made me doubt all of my efforts to play the game from whatever different strategic plays you can do. I felt like every way I was trying to play was getting shut down. It was sucked to be on the side I was on while it was happening.
There's a lot to digest there, but I don't think he said what he thinks the relationship will look like moving forward. He talked about being disappointed and gave props to the other side for sort of playing this masterful game.
Yeah.
I don't know that he really answered what we wanted to know about.
They're going to be fine. You know, it's the house causes paranoia.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dayvon didn't read correctly. Based on his previous antics with her and her antics with him, they just couldn't trust each other. So they're going to be fine. They're going to get in a jury house. They're going to have a cocktail. It's going to be fine. They're going to hug it out. It's going to be fine.
I mean, is this going to turn into Love Island there in the jury house? You want it. You said, I think Dayvon's single, David's single. No.
Nah. I don't think David, based
there.
on, I think David's not Dayvon's cup of tea or coffee or Havana cappuccino, whatever you want to call it.
Well,
now,
I mean, as we saw,
wait a minute.
We got an amazing gamer in Dayvon, and then David over here like, I don't know, I don't think I need to watch the show.
I didn't watch the show.
I'll figure it out.
I don't think, I don't know if David is capable of having conversations where you can reason with one another. A lot of times when you spoke to David, it was frustrating because it takes a lot for him to get what's on his mind. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Dayvon's not like that. She's like, and David's like.
You got to have somebody to match wits.
You got to match wits. Now, okay. Anthony from Big Brother Canada.
Oh.
Now, jeez, Lord have mercy. Now, Dayvon, you bringing Anthony in, boy. She be like, how you doing, man? How you doing? What's up? All right.
Phone number. Okay.
What's your number?
All right. Maybe at one of these charity events that happen here in Orlando, we'll get them all together in one room. All right. We've got one last question for David, and we're talking about, you know, kind of his look at the final part of this game. Who's in that game at this point and who you think might win it? So we said, which players are doing best? Which would you have targeted maybe if you had power? And who do you think will follow you into that jury house, David?
I'm so scared to comment on this, but go ahead.
I would have targeted Nicole in Memphis. Memphis, because of his demeanor in the house, being really mean and non-engaging for several weeks prior to the jury segment of the game, and then all of a sudden shifting his energy. It seemed like a big effort for him to try to engage with me, where I felt like it's very much easier for me to inquire with him. And then Nicole, Nicole, she's already won this game. For her to be in the final 6 is surprising to me, but also because she flipped that vote and because she showed how she can play this game heartless, I felt like, dang, like who would want to have that in their pocket? Like at any point she can shift and turn on you, and she might need to get to the final seed to get a chance to win again.
So I called it. Oh, hold on. As I told you, Memphis is not too well liked in that house.
You called this, Dani.
I you know what? These people don't realize you got to be respectful. And Memphis really probably could have won David over if he would have just kept aligning with him and being respectful. He was just so disrespectful to David on numerous occasions. And so that goes a long way. And then, like I said, Nicole, y'all laugh at me. I'm like, I'm driving Nicole all the way to she's sitting right next to me.
No, don't do it.
Right here.
She's going to end up
right here.
sitting next to one of those guys.
Right here.
Maybe Christmas. We'll see.
We'll see.
Here's something, though, that I thought was very interesting out of what David said. He really talked about when jury began noticing a shift in Memphis. I think that's very telling that Memphis had nothing to do with people. He was kind of standoffish, kind of how I'm reading David here. Again, I'm reading between the lines and trying to interpret a little bit of David's
You're trying to speak David.
I'm doing my best.
Okay,
we've learned throughout the season. But with that, though, he noticed a shift when it came to jury. So he noticed Memphis trying to warm up and be a little bit more chatty. I think that is very interesting because if David spotted that, I think other house guests have noticed that or are going to see it and go, look at this guy. He showed up. Now he's asking about my family. It's a little too late. A
little too late there. So yeah, Memphis lost that jury vote.
Is it going to be a turnoff for other players still in the game when they start seeing this and go, oh, look, this guy's really turning on the charm for the end. And they start going, this is a red flag. This is why we need to target Memphis versus someone else. What do you think? Are they going to let this guy skate on by, Dani? It feels like they are.
I think Memphis could, but Memphis will lose David's vote. I don't think David will vote for Memphis because the way he treated him. So,
okay.
I don't know. To be honest with you, this is the first time I can't look at anyone left in the game going 100% is going to win. I really have no clue. And with David, he actually did make sense, but the only person I can see him not voting for is Memphis. The other players, I don't know how he's going to vote for, because I don't know, because he hasn't watched any seasons. He don't know how to vote or how vote a winner that shouldn't have won or a winner that should have won. He's not going to know how to really analyze and make a conscious decision. So I think he's going to make it very personal. I don't know.
I think you're right on the personal aspect of how he will likely vote because he doesn't know as much about the game as some of the other players. Even though he did make it into the jury on an all-star season.
He did. Good for him.
I mean, congratulations.
Congratulations, David.
And on that, we've got one more exit interview. We got to wrap up the final part of what happened on the triple eviction night. Our third episode in this part, the triple Secret Alliance series of episodes continues on. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel so you know when we drop that video.
So
we also are wherever you find a podcast. So subscribe, like us, do all that good stuff so you know when the next one comes out. And boy, the committee's turning. Get ready for this.
We'll
see you the next time.
All right. Bye-bye.